The question that always comes up when we talk to people about sales partners is, who's qualified? Or do I qualify, or is there a fit? It's a great question to ask, and it should be the first question you ask no matter what you do, no matter what endeavor you go into. Because I'll tell you this very honestly and very transparently, this is not for everybody. As a matter of fact, it's probably easier for me to tell you what this isn't for, or who this isn't for, than who it is. So I'll do my best. Number one, you've got to like to sell. If you don't like to sell, or you don't want to learn how to like to sell, don't even bother, because that's who we are. We're sales partners. We love it. We're competitive about it. We have a lot of fun with it. We celebrate all the time, and we work our you-know-whats off to make that happen. So number one is you got to love to sell. Number two is you got to like to teach. You mean I don't have to be good at either one of these things necessarily. But in fact, if you love to teach, you love to turn people on, you like to learn how to be one of the best presenters, one of the best teachers, and best salespeople on the planet, that's a virtual guarantee that that will happen even if you never sold a client out there, which I can't imagine that would happen. But those are three criteria. Now, let's go through the personality profile a little bit. Number one, if you're going to be anywhere close to Rich Dad Advisors, to Sales Partners, myself, Kiyosaki, anything, you must have what we call an ungodly desire to win. That's right, an ungodly desire to win. In other words, everybody says, well, I love to win. No, I'm talking about ungodly, which means you're willing to do whatever it takes to win. Now, obviously, it's got to be legal, ethical, moral, and we're not talking about sacrificing your health or your family or your loved ones or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But you know as well as I do, there are some people that love to win, and there's some people that are like, well, I could take it or leave it. There are some people who don't even like the word win because they think, well, that means somebody else loses. Well, if that's you, I don't recommend coming, okay? Because we love to win. We love to celebrate. We celebrate all wins as part of our code of honor, but you got to have that in mind. Number two is you got to be okay with letting other people know that you won. That's an okay thing. I'm not talking about bragging or trash talking or rubbing it in people's faces, but in fact, we are a competitive group. We don't pit people against each other, but in fact, we do try to strive together. Look, the word competition comes from the Latin word comprare, which means to strive together. The reason the Olympics were formed way back when is to test one person against the other to see how high we could raise our standards together. If you want to be pushed, if you don't mind somebody standing on your head, being on you 24/7, hand-holding you for the next 6, 9 months, year, 3 to 5 years, then in fact, this will be a great program for you because that's what we do. We hold each other accountable, we push each other hard, and we're okay with letting each other know about our wins. The next criteria for this is this. I have to ask you, do you like karaoke? I know it's a pretty strange request, but the truth of it is, you don't have to be good at it, and I'm not. But the idea is, one thing we know, that people that do well in this business don't mind getting up in front of a group of people, grabbing a microphone, talking to people. You don't have to be good at it. We'll teach you that. Don't worry about it. But the idea is if you're okay being in front of people, this is a good business for you. If you're somebody that is mortified by that, I don't recommend it. Now, if you're mortified and want to get past that, then come. We can handle that. But that's part of the criteria of being a great sales partner. Another criteria, are you a parent? With kids, that is. Do they run amok, or do you have them somewhat under control? I say somewhat because I got 2 of my own. If you got them somewhat under control, you're qualified. Why? Because as a sales partner, you got to understand accountability. If you've had the experience of trying to corral kids and hold them accountable to a set of standards, rules, tasks, etc., it's the same thing, because you're going to deal with business owners. And with business owners, you've got to be willing to not only hold yourself accountable, but hold them accountable. Which brings up the other criteria is you got to be able to hold a position for more than 30 seconds before somebody knocks you off position. I've seen a lot of people that are great salespeople, but in fact, the first moment that they get negative feedback, they're at a loss and they lose position, or they give up their position and they discount their prices and do all kinds of horrible things. Not good profile for this business. You need to be able to sit toe-to-toe, eyeball to eyeball, but most importantly, heart to heart with another entrepreneur and be able to tell them the truth. As Jack Nicholson said in A Few Good Men, for some people, they can't handle the truth. Well, you need to sometimes be the bearer of the truth and get other people to be able to step up to the plate, which brings up the other criteria. Do you have the ability to inspire people? Do you have the ability to really get into people's hearts, to get into people's minds and get them to really listen, to take action? You know that you do if that's a characteristic for you. Because the one thing that we found in the profiling of great sales partners is you got to have both. In other words, you've got to be able to hold people accountable, but on the other side, you got to be able to show compassion. In other words, if you're tough on people, that's great. You may even get results, but they won't want to keep you around because you're a pain in the behind. The idea is, can you show the yin, the yang, the in, the out, whatever you want to call it, compassion and accountability? If you can do both, you could be awesome in this business. And the final thing to consider as well, do you like to have fun? I know that's a concept that may be foreign to you, but in fact, if you don't like to have fun, this can be very, very difficult. We like to have fun not only internally as a sales partners organization, but fun with the clients. It's got to be fun. It's got to be joyous. It's got to be high energy. If you have high energy, you like to engage people, and you're also, with the final criteria is be willing to practice little voice management. Be clear. The road to financial development is paved through personal development. You have got to be willing to work on yourself, not to be debilitated by all the psychoses that we all have, and I have as well, but be able to look at it and go, okay, I need to work on that, work on it, blast through it, and move on to the next challenge. Look, the reward for solving a problem is always a bigger problem. That's not just true in business, that's also true in your own psychology. So the idea is if you're willing to commit to personal development, actively formalize personal development training, working on yourself, working on your little voice, and you fulfill all those criteria, you want to make a lot of money, and you're willing to put in the effort, because this is not something that's going to happen in 2 or 3 months. An average business, and any business, the average growth rate for a small business, 3 to 5 years before you start to see the maturity, before you start to mature into the business. So you'll make money if you're good in sales. You'll make money early, and we'll teach you how to make money early. But by the end of the process, as you mature your business, what you will see is that you will not only be coaching business, but you'll be buying businesses. You'll have equity in businesses, and you'll be generating cash flow as a true B quadrant business owner would, and we'll teach you how to do that. But go through the criteria. See if it's something that has a fit for you. It's not for everybody. But like Bill Cosby said, I don't know the key to success, but I do know the key to failure is trying to please everybody. This is not a network marketing organization where we'll allow you to hang around for years and years and years without producing results. We will be on you from day one. The training program that we go through is a 12-session program. You don't go to session 2 until you complete all the aspects of session 1. You don't go to session 3 until you fulfill all the criteria of session 2. Why? Because we want you to win. We want you to be successful, and we don't want to throw you out. And it's not fair to you or to anybody else if we allow you out there without the tools to make a lot of money and be successful for yourself. So if you're willing to toe the line, if you're willing to be coached, if you're willing to allow us to work with you, handhold you, kick you in the behind if we need to, and if you love to sell and have a good time, this could be a good fit for you.